Hello, my friends. Welcome to Storytime with Teacher Julian, and I have a great book. It is called Too Many Tamales. Look at all those tamales. There's a lot on that plate. This is a story about a little girl, a bunch of tamales, and something that she lost. It was written by Gary Soto and Ed Martinez. Too Many Tamales. Snow drifted through the streets, and now that it was dusk, Christmas trees glittered in the windows. You look at the sky, how dark it is. How dark on the outside. Well, dusk means when the sun goes down and it's getting darker outside. That's what dusk is. Maria moved her nose off the glass and came back to the counter. She was acting grown up now, helping her mother make tamales. Their hands were sticky with masa. "That's very good," her mother said. Maria happily kneaded the masa. She felt grown up, wearing her mother's apron. Her mom had even let her wear lipstick and perfume. "If only I could wear Mom's ring," she thought to herself. So, these guys are making the tamales. And remember what tamales are? They're like little wrapped up presents of food. It's wrapped in corn. And that corn is the masa. So they're kneading it. Means that like when you squeeze the Play-Doh to mix it with your hands, that's what they're doing. She's kneading the masa to make the tamales. That's one of the first steps. Maria's mother had placed her diamond ring on the kitchen counter. Maria loved that ring. She loved how it sparkled like her Christmas tree lights. When her mother left the kitchen to answer the telephone, Maria couldn't help herself. She wiped her hands on the apron and looked back at the door. So when she looks at the ring and sees how it sparkles, it means like little lights coming off of it. Like little lights coming off of it, sparkling. If you look at like water sometimes, how lights come off of it, or Christmas trees sparkle, or lights sparkle. That's what a diamond ring does. Or sometimes like glass. And then if she said she couldn't help herself, it's like when you want to do something and you know you shouldn't, but you do it anyway. That you couldn't help yourself. You're trying, and it's like reaching for that last piece of cake. You know you shouldn't have it, but you got it and you get it. She couldn't help herself. So she sees the ring there. What do you think she's going to do? If she couldn't help herself. Let's see. "I'll wear the ring for just a minute," she said to herself. The ring sparkled on her thumb. She looks like she's pretty happy about it. But should she have done that? It's her mom's ring, remember. Maria returned to kneading the masa. Remember? Squeezing it and squeezing it. Her hands pumped up and down. On her thumb, the ring disappeared. Then reappeared in the sticky glob of dough. Her mother returned and took the bowl from her. "Go get your father for this part," she said. Then the three of them began to spread the masa on the corn husks. Maria's father helped by plopping a spoonful of meat in the center and folding the husk. He then placed them in a large pot on the stove. They made 24 as the windows grew white with delicious smelling curls of steam. So they get this like the corn husk. It's like a piece of paper, almost like, but it's made from outside of a corn. They put the masa on there, and then they put a strip of meat, or it's meat in the middle, and then they roll it up. So when they're done, it looks like that, like a little present. A few hours later, the family came over with armfuls of presents. Her grandparents, her uncle, and aunt, and her cousin Dolores, Teresa, and Danny. Maria kissed everyone hello. Then she grabbed Dolores by the arm and took her upstairs to play, and with her other cousins tagging along after them. All the way on the very top here, and there's Maria, and she grabbed her cousin to go along with her. Now I see two other little kids down here at the bottom. They went up there too. They followed them. Following along means tagging along. So they tagged along with them. Even though she didn't grab them by the hand, they followed along. They cut out pictures from the newspaper, pictures of toys that they were hoping were wrapped and sitting underneath the Christmas tree. As Maria was snipping out a picture of a pearl necklace, a shock spread through her body. Uh-oh. Look at her face right there. What do you think she realizes? What do you think happened? That's right. The ring, she screamed. Everyone stared at her. What ring? Dolores asked. Without answering, Maria ran to the kitchen. The look on her face tells a big story. Let's see what happens. The steaming tamales lay piled on a platter. The ring is inside one of the tamales, she thought to herself. It must have come off when I was kneading the masa. Dolores, Teresa, and Danny skidded into the kitchen behind her. Help me, Maria cried. They looked at each other. Danny piped up first. What do you want us to do? Eat them, she said. If you bite something hard, tell me. So you see the dish that all the tamales are on? It's big, and it's called a platter. A platter holds usually a lot of food. Well, a dish usually is something you put in front of yourself to eat. And then it says Dolores, Teresa, and Danny skidded into the kitchen. It probably means that they were running fast and they came into there and stopped and still kept on sliding a little bit because they were running fast. And when they stopped, it's like they skidded to a stop. The four of them started eating. They ripped off the husks and bit into them. The first one was good. The second one was pretty good. But by the third tamale, they were tired of the taste. 3 tamales is a lot. Keep eating, Maria scolded. The corn husks littered the floor. Their stomachs were stretched till they hurt, but the cousins kept eating until only one tamale remained on the plate. They're all eating tamales, and on the floor, those are all the husks. It looks like paper, but it's actually corn wrapper. There was 24, and they ate all of them but one. That's a lot of tamales. This must be it, she said. The ring must be in that one. We'll each take a bite, Danny. You first. Danny was the youngest, so he didn't argue. He took a bite. Nothing. Dolores took a bite. Nothing. Teresa took a big bite. Nothing. Still nothing. It was Maria's turn. She took a deep breath and slowly, gently bit into the last mouthful of tamale. Look at all those wrappers. All of the husks. And there's Danny scarfing it up. What do you think happens? You think she's going to find that ring? Nothing. Didn't any of you bite something hard? Maria asked. Danny frowned. I think I swallowed something hard, he said. Swallowed it? Maria cried, her eyes big with worry. She looked inside his mouth. Teresa said, I didn't bite into anything hard, but I think I'm sick. She held her stomach with both hands. Maria didn't dare look into Teresa's mouth. She wanted to throw herself on the floor and cry. The ring was now in her cousin's throat, or worse, his belly. How in the world could she tell her mother? But I have to, she thought. Look at that. Look at his belly. His panza. His tummy. It's all full. She could feel tears pressing to get out as she walked into the living room where the grown-ups sat talking. They chattered so loudly that Maria didn't know how to interrupt. Finally, she tugged on her mother's sleeve. Chattering means that they're talking, all of them, all at one time. So it kind of goes... You hear a lot of people talking. It sounds like chattering, like you can't understand exactly what they're saying. What's the matter? Her mother asked. She took Maria's hand. I did something wrong, Maria sobbed. What? Her mother asked. Maria thought about the beautiful ring that was now sitting inside of Danny's belly and got ready to confess. Confess means to tell the truth. She wants to tell them what happened. It's confessing. Then she gasped. The ring was on her mother's finger, bright as ever. The ring! Maria nearly screamed. Maria's mother scraped off a flake of dried masa. You were playing with it? She said, smiling gently. What do you think? Do you think Ma knew about it? I wanted to wear it, Maria said, looking down at the rug. Then she told them all about how they'd eaten the tamales. Her mother moved the ring a little on her finger. It winked a silvery light. That means it's like shining and blinking. Maria looked up, and Aunt Rosa winked at her too. Well, it looks like we all have to cook up another batch of tamales, Rosa said cheerfully. Gotta have tamales at Christmas. Maria held her full stomach as everyone filed into the kitchen, joking and laughing. At first, she still felt like crying as she kneaded a great bowl of masa next to Aunt Rosa. As she pumped her hands up and down, a leftover tear fell from her eyelashes into a bowl and just for a second rested on her finger, sparkling like a jewel. Sounds familiar. Then Rosa nudged her with her elbow and said, "Hey, mija, it's not so bad. Everyone knows that the second batch of tamales always tastes better than the first, right?" When Dolores, Teresa, and Danny heard that from the other side of the room, they let off a groan the size of 24 tamales. What do you think? You think the kids want to eat some more tamales? If you ate 24 tamales, would you want to eat some more tamales? Then Maria couldn't help herself. She laughed, and pretty soon everyone else was laughing, including her mother. And when Maria put her hands back into the bowl of masa, the leftover tear was gone. The end. Christmas tree in the back. Too many tamales. What do you think about her family? Her family didn't get mad when, she said that she ate all the tamales and they lost the ring. They were pretty understanding. And it was great that they were able to make a whole new batch of tamales with the whole family together. That's what Christmas and celebrating with your family is all about, being together. And having tamales, that's the bonus. Well, my friends, after reading this, now I want tamales. So, I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, friends. You know what? I forgot to ask you a question. In our book, Too Many Tamales, why do you think Maria's mom doesn't want her to wear the ring? Why wasn't Maria's mom wearing the ring when she was making the masa? She had taken it off and put it to the side. Why do you think she wanted her daughter to not wear the ring? Think about it. All right, this time for sure. Bye.